Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to visit a museum and we are going to find Moroccan rifles dating from the 19th century in the heart of Astana. This museum, that is located between Kaban-Batir Avenue and Respublika Avenue, is dedicated to the army and history of the army of Kazakhstan. The exhibition starts outside with several pieces of equipment displayed outside the premise of the museum. You can watch them, like this L-29 trainer aircraft and that patrol boat next to it, and also statues of historic figures and warriors of old, like this horseman with lamar armor and those chariot drivers with the archer. So let's go inside together and discover what type of museum is this. Officially, it's the Military Historical Museum of the Armed Force of the Republic of Kazakhstan. It's open from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 to 5, and the entrance fee for an adult is 500 tenge, less than $1. The exhibits of the museum are on the ground floor, the third floor, and the fourth floor. The second floor and the fifth floor seems to be administrative and out of bounds for visitors. The central lobby has several statues of historic Kazakh warriors and soldiers to show how deeply rooted the warrior culture is in Kazakhstan. After you pass this beautiful parade car, you will enter the hall of the armed forces of Kazakhstan, where you will see examples of equipment of the three Kazakh branches of the army: the Navy, the Air Force, and the Land Forces. Here you can see the flags and the evolution of the uniforms, from the uniform to the left inherited from the Soviet Union to the modern one, some kind of woodland camo. This part of the exhibition is not very big. Half of it is for the Air Force and the Navy, and the second half is for the Army or Land Forces. The exhibits are supposed to show the history, the equipment, and the missions of the three branches of the army. Sadly, some of the exhibits did not provide any English text or explanations, so it left lots of gaps in my understanding of what was going on. I used photo translation on my phone, but of course you can never be sure that nothing was lost in translation. For example, I would have loved to know more about these soldiers and men that were put on display here, but sadly I don't read Kazakh and Russian. Further ahead is the section for the Kazakh Navy. Kazakh Navy is very small, operating in the Caspian Sea, with a limited number of missile and patrol boats. The biggest one are the Kazakhstan class boats, like this model over here, with a displacement of 240 tons. On the opposite side, you can see the displays of the Kazakhstan ground forces, displays of their military academy, where they teach soldiers and officers, displays of their cadet programs, competitions, and the activities they do for the future generations. The next exhibits aimed to show the different missions of the armed forces of Kazakhstan and their equipment. For example, the Tochka tactical ballistic missile, equipment for indirect fire, mortars, equipment for paratroopers, grenades, equipment for the infantrymen, the tank forces, the military police, anti-personnel and anti-tank mines, and an array of weapons from the last century that helped the soldier complete their mission in the field. By now, you must have noticed that most equipment is of Soviet origin. It makes sense since Kazakhstan used to be part of the Soviet Union. It was one of its many republics. The last section was about the Senior Officers Corps, but sadly had almost no English explanation, pretty much none, so I had more questions than answers. But one thing you can guess is that this person here on the big picture was very important, and they did a reconstruction of him in his office. If you know more about it, please tell us in the comments. Now let's go to the third floor and check what we can find there. This second part of the visit is more like a traditional museum, with exhibits displaying labels in 3 languages, so it was very easy to recognize the items. I loved it. On display is a wide array of weapons and equipment, anti-tank missiles, precision rifles, mostly for competition, a wide array of explosives and specialized demolition equipment. Like over here, you can see for demo, mines, anti-tank, anti-personnel, breaching, a lot of them. Anti-air missiles for airplanes, but also shoulder-fired. Autocannons, several calibers, used in airplanes. This one is one of my favorite displays. You can even touch it. It's the 2B9 Vasilic, an automatic mortar launcher. Amazing mechanical technology from the 70s. I think it's still used today in some places in the world. Next exhibit is anti-tank missiles of different types. And a long list of equipments and weapons of the former Warsaw Pact bloc. Tank shells, 2-piece RT shells, SPG-9 mortars, telemetry equipment mortars, 14mm anti-aircraft guns, rifles, everything. They have everything on here. It was nice to stand next to them and have a perspective of the size and how difficult it must have been for soldiers to take the equipment along, move it around. And I can only imagine how hard would it be to fight with all this equipment. This is the legendary RPG-7. I think this is a V version. And of course, no military museum is completed without the Kalashnikov family. Now we get to the very interesting parts. We are going to ignore these World War II weapons. They're very meaningful, but this is what I am after. Those are weapons from the 18th and 19th century. I was amazed to find weapons from my home country, Morocco. And I still have a headache thinking, how did they end up here? This is what we call in Morocco Moukahla, still manufactured till today and mostly used for equestrian exhibitions, called Tboreda. Tboreda is a immaterial UNESCO heritage and you should definitely check it out. I did some research to find the possible origins, if it was trade or transfer of museum collection or anything, but I didn't find any specific text. So your guess is as good as mine. And please, if you have any more information about this or if you're willing to do research, please stay in touch with me and send me a message in the comments. In any case, it was kind of a good feeling to find this unknown link between Morocco and Kazakhstan in the 19th century, and I think it's worth it to look further into this. When you go to the 4th floor, you will see an exhibit dedicated to the missions of the armed force of Kazakhstan. Among them is border protection. You know, Kazakhstan is a very big country with long borders. And one of the roles of the military is to protect the borders of Kazakhstan from illegal immigration and any threats that could threaten the country. Once again on this floor, the issue of English labels came up. It was a bit difficult to understand everything, but an informed person would have guessed it's about the Signals Corps and their radio equipment, their telephone, and ways to transmit information in the army. Also about headquarters and the administrative side of the army. A nice display of a paratrooper with his folding stock AK and parachute. And to finish the tour, you can see exhibits about the participation of the Kazakh army in different conflicts and peacekeeping missions around the world. Thank you for watching until now. Please like, share and subscribe. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.